Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. All eyes will be on Beijing next week as two of China's largest political bodies meet to discuss the direction of the country and how to implement an ambitious reform agenda. The parliamentary body, the National People's Congress, or NPC, will assemble for the first time since the important Central Committee meeting last November, which announced wide-ranging changes to China's economy. In China, the upcoming official gatherings are known as the liang, usually translated into English as two meetings or sessions. It was at last year's two meetings that President Xi Jinping formally took reign of the government, military, and Communist Party. Premier Keqiang, second in command to the president, will present his first government work report to the Congress. This work report is China's equivalent of the State of the Union in the U.S. This address usually includes the government's expansion target for the year. China's gross domestic product grew 7.7% in 2013, surpassing the official target of 7.5%, but lower than the annual growth target of 8% between 2005 and 2011. Bank of America Merrill Lynch China economics analysts Ting Lu and Sylvia Sheng believe Beijing will set the GDP growth target for 2014 at 7.5%, the same as it was for the past 2 years. The NPC is often described as a rubber stamp parliament, and most analysts do not expect any major surprises. Most believe the sessions will focus on how to implement the reforms set out in the past several months. Now, this is where Beijing has faltered in the past, as officials in local jurisdiction faced incentives at odds with what central planners were after. Xi Jinping has said that realizing progress will be 10% planning and 90% implementation. The president has tried to realign how local leaders are valued for promotion with national goals. Before, local leaders were assessed mainly on how much economic growth they generated. This led to growing debts at the local level, overproduction in a number of industries, and an environment in crisis. Now, much has been made of China's expanding debts, especially at the provincial, city, and township levels. China's latest government debt audit showed that local government liabilities grew to nearly 18 trillion yuan, or almost $3 trillion at the end of June 2013. This represents a nearly 70% increase from the 2010 tally of 10.7 trillion yuan. The latest figure is equivalent to a little more than 30% of GDP, compared to 25% of GDP 3 years ago. While this level of debt is still quite manageable, it's the growth and lack of transparency that worries those with a stake in China's economy. Bank of America's Lu and Sheng say tackling local government debt could be at the top of the government's work agenda this year. On Monday, we'll have a more comprehensive look at the two sessions as the NPC, as well as the longer-named Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, or CPPCC, meets in Beijing to discuss a number of critical issues. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network, China's first and only privately owned English-language broadcast media. Our full episode can be seen on our website, BONTV/biz-wire. Let's turn now to Neil Jones for a quick look at a few stories that are buzzing through the markets.